All right, I'm here with Kendra. We apologize for the sound. I apologize. She don't. I apologize for the sound. We have some issues on our mics, but we'll get that fixed later.
It's all John's fault.
It's all my. It usually is all my fault. It is. I should have carried both of them mics with me. I don't know why I didn't. But anyway, Kendra, good to have you. When we talk about horses, okay? I mean, how long have you been fooling with horses?
I bought my first horse when I was 4 years old. So roughly 30 years. Thereabouts.
Yeah, pretty good.
Not trying to get my age away, 33, but yeah, roughly
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
Just recently got into the speed stuff though.
Yeah. But how long with speed horses?
Well, I got married to Cody in 2015, so it was 2014 first time I ever rode one.
Yeah.
So about 10 years.
Lord, I remember Cody's just a little tiny boy.
Yeah, he's not so tiny no more.
Yeah, a little boy. I remember him my kids grew up showing against him and his sister, and they never liked his sister showing because she always won. Yeah,
actually, the lady that rides Huey for me some, her daughter showed against Cody's sister quite a bit. And,
Yeah.
they come to the barn. They said that little girl in that red coat.
Yeah, I know. She's done good. She done good. Let me ask you something. What have you seen change over the years as you've been showing horses over the past few years? What are some of the changes?
Well, I mean, speed horse wise, everything's getting faster.
Mm-hmm.
The speed horses when I first started coming to Decatur they were fast. You had Highway and Breezy, and that kind of set the bar.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got all kinds of horses that are up there that nearly that same speed, and they just keep getting faster, and they're getting truer.
Right.
People are breeding for better conformation, things like that.
I think breeding is what you're talking about there, but when you see people start breeding horses, better mares.
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, we've had some good studs where we're breeding. Used to, a lot of people had a stud would just breed it to anything.
Absolutely.
But people are a lot different about it now.
Oh yeah. I wholeheartedly believe the mare takes most of the weight of that.
Right.
So, I mean. And it's hard to find good mares. Me and Cody's been trying to find us a couple of brood mares, and
hard to find.
Yeah, you pay as much for them as you do good show horses right now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
and that's it. Well, you have had a new addition not too long ago. Now, tell us about that.
Had a little boy July 19th, Connor James. He's the ruler of the roost now.
Yeah.
So that's made things a little different for us. He's down here. My mom's got him hemmed up in the trailer, trying to keep him out of the weather.
It changes the whole world, doesn't it?
It does. It does. It makes things interesting. Everything's about him now. So.
Well, I don't think you grow up till you have children.
No,
you really don't.
It changes your perspective on a lot. Or it has ours. We come down through here, and Mom was like, "Your all's closet's full of Connor's clothes." Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Barely bring a suitcase for me and Cody, but we bring 2 for him. So.
How many horses y'all riding at the barn?
We've got 8.
8
total.
That's a lot.
It's too many.
That's a lot.
Too many. We've got we've got 7 at the barn, and we've got the one country pleasure horse at the Alshires.
Right.
But we've kind of went all speed horses.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all these kids riding them now, and they keep us on our toes.
That's good.
So.
That's good. Well, I think what happened to you ever think about it, and I know maybe you don't, but ever think that you can have a condo in Florida for what you spend on horses?
Me and Cody talk about it all the time about how we're going to sell out and sell the trucks and the trailers and the horses.
I can tell you when that happens is on the way home when you don't get tired like you think you should.
Yeah.
That's when you think about that.
And then it's always, we'd just buy a boat or jet skis, and then all the money we'd spend on the horses is just going to that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I kind of like my horses. I can at least ride them all year long,
Right.
You can only ride a boat and a jet ski.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do like the ocean.
Well, we think about the things as you go along, and the perspective that changes as you have children. You're going to have children. Well, what do you work at? What's your job?
I am a high school biology teacher at Ridgeview High School in Clintwood. That's kind of a new thing. A lot of people don't realize that I'm a little bit more intelligent than what people give me credit for.
Well, no, you could say that. Maybe, Janice has said to me 2 or 3 times, I'm not as stupid as you think I am. And I say, you don't know what I'm thinking. I'm measuring that.
But yeah, I've been teaching, this is the 3rd year. I enjoy it. My mom was a teacher for 27 years.
Man.
And, she always told me that she dared me when I was in college to major in education, and I didn't. I originally went in for vet school, and that's a long story another time. But she told me that she would disown me if I become a teacher, and here I am. So I enjoy it. It's nice.
It's good. It's really good.
It's different. I get to teach Hayden Artrip. That's a pain. He's a pain in my hind.
Sounds like a challenge.
All the time. Yeah, it's very much a challenge. If you only knew Hayden.
Yeah. How many horses y'all bring down?
We got 3.
3. So well,
got-
that's about right. And you'll show them a dozen times, but the 3's good.
Yeah, we've got all 3 highway horses with us. We don't. The 2 know for sure we'll show. The young horse we've still kind of indecisive.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
He's got a little bit more to go. But
I tell you, Highway was a great horse.
I am very much a highway homer.
He was a great horse. He really was. And I got within $600 of buying him one time, and I was pretty stubborn.
Yeah.
And I just didn't do it. I said no. And I always loved him. You know, I thought he was a fluke. He was good.
Yeah.
And nobody, you know, you don't know when a horse like that comes out. Nobody really knows what's from and what it's all about.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous sometimes breeding to him because you don't know what you're going to get. But he has thrown some good colts.
He has. We was blessed with Cody. That's off of Cody's old mare Jezebel, and we've tried to get that mare bred back to him, and I'd love nothing more to get me another Coley, but she's 1 in a million, and then, you know, it's hard to get them. Like, when people want them, and there's more people with the highway stuff that's doing better, so the coats are getting harder and harder to obtain.
I think that we're breeding him earlier though, as this thing's began to grow. He was one of the horses who's being bred a lot.
He was.
And now we got a lot of studs out there now.
Yep,
and
he
we got
was.
more studs out there.
He there's so much selection. I mean, you've got Highway, you've got Gator, you've got Rufio, all the stuff that Jacob Parks has got with Devin White. I mean, there's just so many that you can breed to that.
Yeah. I tell you, a horse I always loved is Fleetwood's horse Dusty.
Dusty was
Okay,
phenomenal.
and I almost got me and him come so close on a deal one time. We were so close because I love Dusty. I just something about that rascal. Maybe because he reminds me of that round belly and that big neck. He sort of reminds me of myself. But I think about him. I really liked him, and I really like Dusty.
Dusty was nice. I remember when me and Cody spent our honeymoon in Decatur, watching the horse show. The only way I could convince the man to go on a cruise to the Bahamas was the last 4 nights we had to come to Decatur for the World Celebration. And we watched Teresa Williams win on him in the 4 and under division that year. And that horse had endless potential. We was like, that's
He's just natural.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just
made it look easy.
He just is natural. And when we talk something about horses, a good horse. When you think about good horses that you've rode, they can spoil you.
Absolutely.
Over the other horses.
Absolutely. I rode Coley for so many years that I'd call her automatic. Like, there was just, you couldn't beat her out of gear. You enjoyed riding her. She was easy. And then I got a hold of Huey, and he was absolutely, he's just wild.
Yeah.
He threw me off and broke my back and broke my wrist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I wish I could ride Coley.
Right.
Now we've got Stormy, the little one, and now I'm like, I can't wait to ride Huey, because he's so much easier to ride.
Right.
But it takes so much time, and maybe it's just the highway stuff, but they seem to mature a little bit slower than the rest. And so Huey's 6, and he's just now starting to settle down to where he actually focuses.
Do you find the horses, if you get do you really enjoy working more with a young horse, or horses settled, or what do you see?
I honestly like working with horses like Stormy. He's broke, but he's got a lot of learning to do as far as the show ring goes. Because it's a challenge,
Right.
And he's a lot like Huey when Huey was the same age, so I kind of got a leg up with that because I went into riding Huey blind.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for Brian Hodges, Huey wouldn't be the horse that Huey is now.
Right.
And Brian's a large part in Stormy being
Right.
what Stormy's going to be, but now Stormy's genetics are a lot better than what Huey's is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only one that I know of that's off of Rawhide's April Breeze and Highway.
Right.
And probably be the only one that ever happens,
Yeah.
but...
Well, it's exciting. Well, what about, when we talk about, and I share this with everybody, and whatever your opinion is yours, but when we think about being down here versus being in Alabama, what's the changes?
The showgrounds in general, I like the showgrounds here much better. Alabama, you dealt with the weather a lot, like the warm-up ring and stuff wasn't covered, and that, I don't know how many people watched or remember Cody wiping out on Jezebel because the ring was so wet, but I like the showgrounds better.
Right.
But Decatur will
I know.
always be home.
It's somehow you think, and I mistakenly say Alabama every once in a while.
We still refer to it as going to Alabama.
It's but I tell you what, I believe this is horse country, where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
Shelbyville is horse country, and I think that if we can stay here in 5 years, I think this thing will double in size. I really believe that.
It's growing. The speed horses help grow it. This area in general, they're not used to having our type of horses down here. The padded horses and the flat shod horses are all kind of a dime a dozen. You see them all. You've seen one, you've seen them all. And jokingly said for years we're the circus entertainment. You
Yeah.
know? We bring the fun to the show. That's why they put us at the end of the show every
Yeah.
year. You know, but it's people are interested in like watching us. You know,
Yeah.
but it's Decatur will always be home.
Yeah, it is, it is.
You know.
And I guess, I've been coming here longer than I went to Decatur. Okay, I've been coming since the 70s. I've been coming to Shelbyville. And I just think, man, we got barns here out of sight.
Oh, yeah.
We got a showground second to none. They got show people that know about horse shows.
Yeah.
That are really, this is what they do all the time. So I think that's just
It helps.
big difference.
When
yeah.
you've got a facility that absolutely knows what they're doing, and
Yeah.
basically all they do down here that I know of is horse stuff, anything horse related.
Right.
The facility down in Decatur, Mac and all them done a great job with it.
Right.
It's hard to run something like that and use it for everything.
Right.
But they know their stuff down here.
Yeah, it really
The
is.
big ring, and everybody. It's like, do you get a show in the big ring? I wish I got to show in the big ring.
Well, I mean, that's up to you, not up to me. I can get you the exhibition in there, but that's plumb out of my hands.
I got to win first. That's the hard part. That's the hard part because it's a stacked division. Like me and Cody talked about it coming down here. Like Melanie's going to show Huey and novice, and that's a great class. I'm so glad they added that several years back. Not because that was the first one I ever won,
Yeah.
but that's needed.
Yeah, really, I think it absolutely
But
is.
and then they added amateur on their train. I was like, oh, there's just an option,
Right.
And now you've got Kristen and Cody Dykes in there,
Yeah.
Christy Fleming, and
Yeah.
Dream of Music
That's
and things, and like that class is as stacked as the open shot class
Tonight's
is now.
going to be a big class.
It will be.
really
It'll be
will.
massive.
I want to mention too. Now, Kendra is on the board for the Speed Racking Association,
Yep.
and so if you ever have any problems with the speed horse, you can always ask her and talk to her about it. Don't come to me. Always, if it's an issue or something you're mad about or anything, you can go to one of the board members first. I think that helps. So it takes the pressure off.
It does, and I guess it keeps you from having a
Yeah,
headache.
exactly.
So basically, you come to me, and I'm just going to forward it right back to John. We're just going to bounce it back and forth.
Yeah. All
You
right.
know?
Listen, we're glad that you tuned in today. We'll share some more. We'll talk to Kendra some more before this show is over. But we appreciate you. Thank you for watching Just from the Shed, the Road Edition.